I would like to give some feedback on the recent training in Malawi as part of the process of learning how to make disciples like Jesus from the Gospel of Matthew. We selected leaders from different churches and backgrounds from Mozambique, Malawi, and Tanzania. If you look at the map, you will see how the disciple-making process spilled over from Malawi towards the surrounding regions of neighboring countries. This is what we hoped and prayed for. This group of 14 represents a much bigger group of disciple makers who are following Jesus step by step through the Gospel of Matthew. It was a wonderful experience speaking about the calling of the disciples against the backdrop of Lake Malawi, the boats, and the nets on the beach. We could practically demonstrate that discipling is not an activity that first of all takes place within the confines of the four walls of a building, but that Jesus very often did his discipling in public, amongst people, and we challenge them to do their discipling in public spaces just like Jesus. Most of these leaders has 3 disciple groups: their own family as their primary group, then a group of friends and neighbors, and lastly a disciple group as part of their church ministry. Therefore, our gathering was not only theory, but robust conversation and debate rising from the practical experience of active disciple makers applying the gospel in their own context and culture. We also had enough time for personal ministry and spiritual input, practicing what had been taught. We are now back home, but the process is not finished. We only covered the first 7 chapters of Matthew from the viewpoint of using the gospel as a discipling manual in their own communities. We plan to visit them again. In the meantime, we will guide them with material in the form of short videos, supporting text files, and Google Meet discussions. Colleague Johan Tron will also meet with this group and guide them in the process of reaching out beyond their own circle of influence to reach a much wider audience. Thank you for praying and supporting this ministry.